Hey, what's up, vinyl community and everybody out there in YouTube land? Kendall Stokes coming to you with another video. It's been a little bit, and I figured while I had some time, I would go ahead and continue on this thread that's been going around in the vinyl community. Seen a bunch of people do this 10 most listened to records, or the 10 records I listen to the most, or albums or whatever. Seen a lot of people doing it. Figured I would jump on that bandwagon like everybody and pick the 10 albums or records that I tend to spin the most. I did something kind of like this about a year or so ago. I think I called it my 5 comfort records, and so you'll see some repeats if you watched that video a while back. So let's get into it. The 10 records I listen to the most. I might have more than 10 records here though. I'm just gonna go ahead and forewarn you. But number one will be no surprise. I've showed this record a few times, but it's one of the best debut albums of all time. It's Boston, self-titled. This is first press on that epic orange label. Really beautiful copy. Everyone knows this record. Plays like a greatest hits album. I love this copy though. It's got the hype sticker here and this little readout on the band. But I mean, this record is so phenomenal. I can't get enough of this album. Still in the shrink, but yeah, just a beautiful album. Love this album. Love it to death. So yeah, I find myself playing that thing over and over again. Moving the camera here, sorry guys. I find myself listening to that record all the time, just because if I can't think of something to play, I automatically go to that record a lot. So, but just sing along to every song. Just a great record. I've shown this record a lot. Everyone knows I'm an Eric Clapton fanatic, and the one that I play the most would definitely be this one, but I do play all of his stuff all the time. But it's definitely got to be his unplugged record. Although this isn't the copy I play the most. This is my original German pressing, but I play the Mobile Fidelity one step for sure. But I love this album. To me, this is the best MTV Unplugged they did for sure. His version of Layla obviously has become just epic. And you know, Tears in Heaven, I've talked about that song multiple times, what it means to me. And but just some great blues tracks are on here. Just a great album. Love it. On that Reprise label. Love it. I think I talked about this record before. This is by far, if not my favorite, one of my favorite. It's between this and River of Dreams. An Innocent Man, Billy Joel, a huge Billy Joel fan. I love this record. It's got that doo-wop 50s and 60s style on it. You know, he was heavily influenced by that when making this record, and you can hear it. You know, huge songs on this were Uptown Girl and Innocent Man, The Longest Time. My favorite track on this is Keeping the Faith. Love that one. But my memories of this were being a kid. My parents had this record, and back in the old days, you could record a record onto a cassette tape if you had the right gear. And so you could then obviously play your cassette in your car. And then, you know, we would take road trips and we'd have that cassette and we'd listen to the cassette in the car. And listening to that cassette in the car on road trips. So, love that. Oh, this one. It's another one. I love this live album by Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. Little Feat, I think, doesn't get the due that they should as a band. I mean, don't get me wrong, most people, I think, in the vinyl community know them for what they are, but just in general, I don't think they get the love that they should. This, to me, is one of the best live albums of all time. If you're a Little Feat fan, it's got everything you ever want on it. This is was it 2021 or 2022 remaster by Rennie Grumman. Great copy. Love listening to this record. It's got so many great songs on it. Fat Man in the Bathtub's probably my favorite, but you know, Oh Atlanta, phenomenal. Spanish Moon, great. Dixie Chicken, obviously, amazing. Willin', Don't Bogart That Joint, love that one as well. Apolitical Blues, Sailing Shoes, just a great live record. And you know, Little Feat, just a great band. George Lowell, Gone Way Too Soon, great slide guitar player, great lyricist, great lead singer. Just phenomenal. Whenever I want to hear some great blues, some southern rock, put this on. Just a great album. Looks like great live stuff. Love that one. You know, I talked about how I got into jazz pretty heavily last year, and this was heavy on my turntable last year, quite a bit, and this year as well. So, John Coltrane, Blue Train, love this record. This is the Tone Poet, obviously, that came out last year. Played it a lot, and I mean a lot. Just by far my favorite jazz album since I've gotten into jazz. And John Coltrane has become probably my favorite jazz musician. I think, for sure. So yeah, love this record. So played it a ton. These aren't in any particular order, by the way, either. But this is just stuff that I tend to go to, though. This one gets a lot of play because of my wife. But I love it as well. It's a great record. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, classic record. Can't go wrong with it. This is the 45 RPM done at Palace. Sounds phenomenal. Again, plays like a greatest hits album when you think about it. My next video is probably going to talk about this record, but also the TV show and book Daisy Jones and the Six, which this influenced. So stay tuned for that down the road. But favorite tracks on this by far, Never Going Back Again. Lindsey Buckingham's guitar playing on that, just phenomenal. And then The Chain as well. Anyway, you can't go wrong with this record. Let's see, what else do I got here? Oh, if I'm gonna play some Beatles, I'm gonna play this Sgt. Pepper's. This is not my original UK mono. This is the 2017 remaster. I didn't want to grab that one down, but yeah, this is by far my favorite Beatles record. Sgt. Pepper's, love this record. Yeah, I used to, well, in the car I would stream it just over and over again, but love this record to death. Yeah, it's just my favorite Beatles record. I mean, you can't go wrong with any Beatles record, but this is by far my favorite, so yeah. Let's see, oh, a little bit of R&B and soul. What's going on? Obviously, not much needs to be said about this record. This is the 50th anniversary. It came out, phenomenal, sounds phenomenal, just a great record. Played this a lot when this one came out too. Just don't know what else to say, but this is a go-to for sure, just for sound and just because so many good songs are on this record. And just Marvin Gaye, what a voice. Another one gone way too soon, but just phenomenal record. Can't go wrong with it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This one, I had the CD, and so I played the CD over and over again. I had another copy on vinyl. Wasn't the greatest, but I was able to pick this one up earlier this year, and this is just the phenomenal version of it. It's the original master recording of Hall & Oates Rock and Roll Soul Part 1. Sounds phenomenal. Huge Hall & Oates fan. Just what a, just a great rock and roll soul duo. Great songs, great vocals, and this is the way to hear them. Every song on here is great, obviously. I mean, it is a compilation, I know, but every song on here is great. And my favorite song of theirs is Sarah's Smile. Always has been, always will be. My daughter's name is Sarah. My wife will say she's named after her great-great-great-grandmother. I will say she's named after this song. Just letting you know. That's the song, not really great-great-grandmother. Anyway, that's beside the point, but great album. Adult Education, another great song on here. I love that one. But everything on here is great. So, and then what else? Oh, this one. This one I was so excited when they had this reissue come out last year. Chris Isaak, Heart-Shaped World. I played the crap out of this last year when it got reissued. So excited that they got this one reissued last year, because long been out of print, and originals of this so expensive. But I love Chris Isaak. I love that, you know, rockabilly, soulful sound he has. You know, heavily influenced by Roy Orbison, the Sun Records guys back in the 50s and 60s. And this one obviously was his breakthrough. You know, Wicked Game is on this album, and but there's a lot of other good stuff on here too. But just so excited when this came out, and this was played constantly. My wife probably got tired of it, but I love this record, and love this album. Just so good. And this was a really good copy. They did a really good job when they did this reissue. So very happy that they did it. It needed to be in print. I don't know how readily available they are anymore, because it is an RSD essential. If you can still find them, great, get one. And then last one I've got here. So this is going to be a twofer, just because, and I think that may have been 10 already. If it was, sorry guys, oops, there was more than 10. Well, but the last one is a twofer, and that's just because I want to talk about their newest album that just came out this year, which I've already done a video on. But Foo Fighters, one of my all-time favorite bands. But Wasting Light, my favorite album by them. I saw them on this tour. Dave Grohl's, love the guy. I think he's phenomenal. This album, from front to back, every song on here is a banger. This is just a phenomenal record. This was done all analog by the band. I remember when I got the CD, they had some of the tape in it. So the record is all analog. Just a phenomenal record. Love it so much. And I want to talk about the new record, because this one has gotten a lot of play time this year so far since it's been out. I think it's phenomenal as well, because Dave is definitely written from the heart with this one, because of all the tragedy that befell him last year with the passing of Taylor Hawkins and the passing of his mother. And this record has done a lot for me so far this year, just because I have a lot of stuff going on with me this year I haven't really talked about. But there's a lot going on in my life right now. With my mother, she's not doing really well. And I'll go into more detail about that later in another video probably. And so this kind of, I know this was therapy for Dave, and it's been therapy for me as well. And so this record has been played a lot for me so far this year, and I'm sure will still be my #1 record for 2023. So yeah. Anyway, those are the records that I have my most listened to or spun records. Tell me what your guys' most listened to records are. Tell me if any of mine are on your list. Tell me what you think of my list. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Give me a like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.